The Mayhem Maniacs and Colac are ready for Carnage. Hello wrestling fans, Matty Haas here in ring alongside Shane Hero. And Shane, we have a huge card tonight, including a triple threat for the Mayhem Pro Internet Championship.
It is going to be absolutely huge, Matty. You've got two amazing challenges in the Musketeer and Blake Malik. But gee, it's going to be hard to go past the champion himself, Lockie Hendricks, in that one.
And we are rolling with gold in Colac tonight because we have two title matches. The King of Colac Championship, Sketch, is defending against our guest at this time, the Golden Child, Nate Hunter. And Nate, what are you expecting tonight with a very partisan crowd for Sketch?
There's nothing I hate more than Sketch and this stinking town of Colac. I'm going to do two things tonight. I'm going to end the legendary, the high-flying Sketch. I'm going to take the Colac Championship away from his hometown, and I'm going to defend it where I want, when I want. And when I step through those ropes and I get in that ring, Sketch, you're going to know why it will always be my Matt. Get out of my face, chump.
Strong words from the number one contender, Nate Hunter there, Shane Hero. But we are straight into the action. We've got Jab taking on TJ Wylde.
Well then, it is time for mayhem. It is time for our opening contest. The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is proudly brought to you by Upway Wild Game Harvest. Your referee for this match, Sam Addison.
Contest ahead for the TJ Wylde here in Colac tonight. Most recently we have seen this competitor in tag team action with Matty Pierce. Together they make up the Wild Stallions, but this is a massive singles opportunity against, whether we like it or not, one of the best. The mood in the room shifts suddenly upon the arrival of this man, Jab, the leader of the Cycle, but someone who has, well, had his whole vision of the universe completely shift over recent months. It feels as if the Cycle is perhaps faltering, if not crumbling beneath him. And then just last month at Mayhem Pro New Wave in Melbourne, we saw the return of the Jurassic Punk Zen Parker, much to the surprise and, dare I say, dismay of Jab. It was that surprise return of the Jurassic Punk, a resurrection, if you will, that has completely sent Jab for a spin. But Shane Hero, we have to give Jab credit. He looks locked and loaded and doesn't appear to be taking TJ Wylde lightly.
He never takes anything lightly, I assure you of that, Matty. Jab is locked in and focused tonight, as he always is.
As I was saying before, a huge opportunity here for TJ Wylde, arguably his biggest singles one-on-one match opportunity to date. But I tell you what, Shane Hero, if you're going to go to a big singles opportunity, well, TJ Wylde is going straight to the top, a former Internet Pro champion.
It doesn't get much bigger than that here in Mayhem Pro. Jab's history here in this company is legendary. The opportunity that this is presenting for Wylde is amazing.
As Jab and TJ Wylde lock up in the center of the ring, the last time we saw TJ Wylde in action at Mayhem Pro, he was part of the scramble match to determine the #1 contender. Controversial circumstances at the end of that match, Shane Hero. It was a tie, if you will, between Blake Malik and the Musketeer. So later tonight, we will be seeing the Musketeer and Blake Malik take on Lockie Hendricks to the Internet Championship in a triple threat.
And look, it's almost as good of an opportunity for someone like Wylde to be in there right now with Jab, because just imagine, I would think, if he comes out successful here tonight, it's going to be a huge boost for his career here in Mayhem.
It was New Wave by name and nature last month in Melbourne. We saw many fantastic young superstars make their mark, and TJ Wylde looking to do that right now as he takes a elbow to the head, but as we know, that head is like a rock, and Jab felt all that in his elbow, and he just felt that Claymore-style kick as we see a snapmare out of the corner, and a huge modified Claymore. TJ Wylde has got a whole head of steam here. This is a fantastic showing from the up-and-comer.
This is amazing. I mean, Wylde has always impressed, but tonight it's as if he's taken it up another notch again.
Oh, just like that, Jab turns the tide, a clothesline, rocking the neck there, and now into the ropes. The referee, Sam, very quickly implementing the count, but Jab is not too fond of following the rules, but he broke that nice and quick, but now straight into the adjacent rope, and oh goodness, that might look innocent enough, but that is going to absolutely crush the larynx there, and if you can't breathe, you can't do much in the ring.
Well, that's it. It suddenly becomes very hard to compete if you've got no air in your lungs because of something like that.
I don't know, Shane, how Jab could possibly have all his focus tonight as he takes a blow to the abdomen from TJ Wylde. After the surprise return of Sid Parker at Mayhem Pro New Wave, Jab looked like he saw a ghost as he sends TJ Wylde to the outside.
As we've seen, though, Jab is a master of having his focus in so many places at once. Yes, I'm sure that concerns him, but tonight, right now, in this ring, he's laser focused on Wylde.
Oh, and a wicked chop there. I thought we might have seen a tope or a baseball slide, but Jab keeping us all on our toes as he drives TJ Wylde into the ring apron there, but he has a head like a rock, does the moshing rock god, and now laying into Jab with some chops, and now side slam onto the hardest part of the ring. Well, all the ring is very hard, but that is just pure steel underneath there.
It's not pleasant to land right there.
Lateral press by Jab, only good for a 2 count there. TJ Wylde showing a lot of fighting spirit here, but Jab looking to reclaim the pace of this match with a side headlock.
And there's that experience of Jab once again. He is slowing the pace of this match. He is keeping Wylde down on the mat. Again, focusing on that windpipe, blocking off the air supply.
Jab looking to reclaim a victory here in Colac after our last visit here in November. He actually was defeated by the Musketeer, not without some interference, and Jab, it's a big clothesline there. I was about to say that some outside happenings got into the head of Jab at Collision in Colac, but doesn't seem to be way tonight. Is he going for the Uber driver here up in the fireman's carry position? TJ Wylde, though, manages to flip out of it and find some salvation in the corner, and once again, a big elbow rocking Jab. Goes for a clothesline and misses. And TJ, massive headbutt there. That could have broken Jab's nose.
That is incredible. Look, for someone of Wylde's level of experience, he has Jab scouted amazingly well for this match.
Only debuting in 2024, so not too many runs on the board for TJ Wylde compared to the veteran Jab, but TJ Wylde showing a lot of heart here, and we've seen a massive transformation in his in-ring presence in tag action, but he's looking great as a single right now, but a forearm Jab playing possum there, taking out the Black Hole Sun. Jacking him over the top rope, and Jab now back in the ring. Looking for the Uber driver once more. He has TJ Wylde up and sends him down. The Uber driver goes for the cover. Referee Sam only getting a 2 out, and Jab can't believe that, Shane.
That's amazing. You don't see many people kicking out of the Uber driver.
That is an impressive showing of heart there from TJ Wylde. He's known for his black hole slam, which he calls the Into the Void. Can't help but wonder if he can just get that one tonight as he wheels the crowd into it, that we might have an upset on our hands. As Jab arguing with ref Sam in the corner and sends it down with a clothesline. TJ Wylde well and truly on top right now. Oh, he goes to the Wanderer's Way, spinning heel kick, but TJ Wylde manages to duck. Locked and loaded. Is he going to get him up for a suplex? He does. That's the crowd killer, Fisherman suplex. If only TJ Wylde can get over for a pin, but he is still rocked from Jab's offense in this match so far. But now lining up the former Internet Pro champion and a big high knee. Looks like that might have knocked out TJ Wylde, Jay.
Oh, I think it could have. That was a lot of speed he had going into that. That's not going to be doing many favours for TJ Wylde.
Oh, and there it is. The Wanderer's Way spinning kick. It is elementary from here. Jab with the cover. TJ Wylde couldn't. An honourable showing from the Black Hole Sun, but it was just one Wanderer's Way spinning kick that did the deed for the former Mayhem Pro Internet Champion, setting himself back on the path to salvation. Maybe, who knows what the rest of 2026 will hold for the leader of the cycle. Huge night of action coming up here, Mayhem Maniacs. Thank you for tuning in to us on the YouTube channel. We've got that Triple Threat Championship match. Lockie Hendricks versus Malik versus the Musketeer. And of course, we've got Sketch versus Nate Hunter for the King of COLAC Championship. As Jab takes in, well, not the adulation, rather the disdain of the fans here in COLAC. Coming up right now, we have a huge tag team match. We've got Johari and Matty Hain taking on the former Mayhem Pro Tag Team Champions, Jimmy Castle, Johnny Jet, the Physicals.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Lochy, a sweet dear photography and creations. And it is for the Mayhem Pro Tag Team Championship.
Frankly, I have no idea how this man is standing after the incredible Casino Brawl match at Mayhem Pro New Wave.
He is the sadistic spirit. He is the roaring thunder. He is Johari. And his tag team partner, weighing at 221 pounds, hailing from Melbourne. Seeking vessel, the Hain
I frankly don't know how Johari is standing so strongly and proudly after that wicked Casino Brawl match at Mayhem Pro New Wave. But he has got his eyes on the prize tonight, and with a dynamic tag team partner in the Hain Plane, Matty Hain. They're getting up and about here in COLAC. Here are the Physicals. It seems quite strange to see these two men without the Mayhem Pro Tag Team Championships around their waist, but that is what we saw happen at Mayhem Pro New Wave last month in Melbourne. Cousin Ali and Pumpkin Paul Fury knocking over the tag team mainstays Jimmy Castle and Johnny Jets to claim the tag team championships. And while they're yet to enforce their rematch clause, the Physicals are certainly going to be wanting to make their mark tonight and make sure they remain at the top of the tag team division here in Mayhem Pro. And don't the crowd love the Physicals here in Colac? But I tell you what, this is going to be a fantastic match. Very complementary styles between the high-flying Physicals and, well, two very accomplished high flyers themselves in Matty, Hain and Johari, Shane Hero.
They are going to be a very hard team for the Physicals to face, the team of Matty, Hain and Johari, because in singles competition they are both extremely impressive. I'm keen to see how they go tonight, teaming up together for the first time.
In the same way that we saw with TJ Wylde going straight to the top by challenging Jab in a singles match, well, it's very much the similar kind of thing here, because this is the first time we have seen Johari and Matty Hain go in a tag team together. And going up against the Physicals, what a challenge that's going to be, especially when they are so beloved here in Colac. It's all about, a massive spear getting straight into the action. Does Johari, and that's a way to set the pace in this match. And a big power bomb, assisted power bomb, thanks to Matty Hain. It's the cover. We might have a win here. No, 2 count there. What a fast start to this match, Shane. I think that's the strategy that Johari and Matty Hain need to apply.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the Physicals are known for their speed. If you can outspeed them early on, you might have a great advantage.
As we see a big tilt-a-whirl there from Johnny Jets and into a suplex attempt. No! Johnny Jets manages to hold the rope and avoids the impact. Matty Hain is renowned for his German suplexes, but right now we are seeing that veteran instinct, the prowess of the Thunderbolt Johnny Jets. But Shane, I can't help but wonder just what kind of headspace are the Physicals in after, well, I'm sure in their minds, unexpectedly losing the Tag Team Championships at New Wave.
Well, absolutely it was unexpected. To the point where you might have heard me accidentally announce this match as being for the tag titles. It still feels surreal that the Physicals are not the Tag Team Champions.
It is strange to see them without the gold around their waist, but that's all right. We were going to edit that out in post, Shane. Right now, Matty Hain heading into the corner for a brand new tag team. We're seeing some very strong unity there. They're working the ring. They've cut the action off. Jimmy Castle is still laid out on the outside on the floor there, so it is all Johnny Jets right now as he tries valiantly to beat his way out, but Matty Hain has got him locked and loaded on the top rope. Johari now coming in for a bit of action himself. The referee letting the action go a little bit long here. They don't want to be giving the fans a short change here, but at some point we're going to need to see one of Hain and Johari make their way out of the ring, because Johnny Jets is just all sorts at the moment, but now he turned the tide. Beautiful cross body from the top rope. That just shows how quickly the Physicals can turn things around.
Oh, absolutely. And look, I think the Physicals may have come into this match maybe not anticipating the speed game of Johari and Hain. It's been impressive to see them take it to them so early on.
Well, Johnny is looking for the tag here. He's trying to get the crowd into it, and now Jimmy Castle back in a massive super kick. He is back, and how right now would have to give the upper hand to the Physicals again. Matty Hain with a massive clothesline that he had wound up there, and just like that, Jimmy Castle back on the outside. Johnny Jets all alone in the ring, but round and round and round he goes. Matty Hain knows where he ends up. Beautiful tilt-a-whirl head scissors there from the Thunderbolt, Johnny Jets.
And don't the people in Colac love their high-flying action? They've grown up watching Sketch, and gee, the Physicals are almost on par with Sketch when it comes to that high-flying ability.
And we have seen the three of them in many action here in Colac, the Physicals and Sketch. They know each other well, and you have to imagine that the Physicals have taken a lot from the playbook of the high-flying Sketch, and the Physicals doing fantastic things in the tag team division, not only in Mayhem Pro, but all around the Victorian scene, as we see a vertical suplex attempt at Matty Hain, managing to get his way out of it. To the middle rope goes Johnny Jets, off the rope, ducks a clothesline attempt. Monkey flip into a pin attempt. Oh, Matty Hain rolls through and goes into a pin attempt of his own. It's hard to keep up with the fast pace of this action here. This is a fantastic matchup.
Wow, and there again, look, a great cut-off there by Hain, using that power with that clothesline to slow the pace down. And this is going to be the
really this is going to be how Hain and Johari will have to take it to the physicals. Yes, they've been impressive with their speed early on, but they're going to have to slow it down, grind it to a halt, get them on the mat and work away at them with their strength game, which both Hain and Johari are so good at.
It's a match where it might look like they're all pretty similar on paper, but Matty Hain has an extra 20 kilos on both of the physicals individually. That makes a massive difference in a match like this because the impact that the blows and the clotheslines and the suplexes especially of the Hain playing onto either of the physicals, that has a massive impact on these high flyers who rely on having their full air intake and being able to flip and fly around the ring. Right now, as Johnny Jets finally gets a tag to Jimmy Castle, he's been laid out on the outside of the ring for a while and now going blow for blow with the roaring Tanitha. And a super kick, Johari is down. But look out, Jimmy Castle, Matty Hayes behind you. Oh, massive clothesline there and a reverse elbow and a drop kick. And I'm barely able to keep up with the fantastic Jimmy Castle, Shane.
You and the team of Johari and Hain, unfortunately for them, they are having a lot of trouble keeping up with the pace that Castle is setting.
Well, Jimmy Castle now heading to the top rope, but we're going to see a signature flying cross body onto the Hain plane. I think the Hain plane might be grounded here because look out, here comes Castle! Big cross body, hooks the leg, and that's it! Johnny Jets managing to keep Johari. Astute awareness on the outside there. Johnny Jets managing to keep Johari from breaking up the pin, and it was a valiant effort, but that tag team experience of the physicals is all too much for Johari and Matty Hain. And I can't help but wonder, is this going to be rocketing the physicals right back to the top of the tag team division? There's surely a rematch in as we see a bit of an 80s strut there. The physicals, the greatest 80s tag team going today, and don't they love them here at COLAC? Matty Huss here at ringside alongside Shane Hero, coming to you from a jam-packed COLAC RSL Hall. Mayhem Pro's home away from home, and there is a good 400 strong here in COLAC, and they just love the physicals. Well, you heard me struggle to keep up with some of the action in that match. I don't think it's better from here, wrestling fans, because we've got ourselves a massive Mayhem mosh pit match on deck. MJ Russo taking on Bruno, Pete Carter, Eleaine Hope, Lockie and Ja-Rell. A massive Mayhem mosh pit scramble match. And let's head back up into the ring. Shane Hero for the announcements.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Proudly brought to you by Australian Quadrickers. And it is a Mayhem Mosh Pit match. Your referee in this match, Referee Buttons.
Has become one of the most aggressive, ruthless bastards in all of Mayhem Pro. Such an about face, a change of attitude and approach since breaking up with Happy Kai and the Happy Gas tag team. And MJ Russo has been on a tear with something to prove here in Mayhem Pro. When he's in control, though, he can get a little bit cocky. He won't like me saying that, but will he be able to keep his head when he's got a whole gamut of other opponents on the other side of that ring? Werribee South. This is Ja-Rell wrestling fans, 6'1", 110 kilos.
35 pounds, hailing from Werribee South, Ja-Rell.
Straight out of Werribee South. This is one dangerous individual. We don't have too much tape on Ja-Rell, but he has had some very fiery contests over recent months in Mayhem Pro. Oh, here comes the Kodiak. What a beast.
Weighing at 245 pounds, hailing from Melbourne, Victoria, the Kodiak, Bruno!
MJ Russo not wanting one bar of Bruno. It was at Mayhem Pro New Wave just last month where we saw Bruno make his in-ring debut, and he took MJ Russo to the absolute limit. This is a talent with a huge amount of upside, and he has got his fans here in Colac, the Let Me Hear You Roar, and he embodies that spirit of the bear.
And their opponent,
debuts. I still can't believe it, but Pete Carter is an in-ring competitor here in Mayhem Pro. Old habits die hard. It's gonna be, you'll have to forgive me if I call Pete Carter Referee Pete, because that's what we've known him as, Referee Pete, but Relentless Jake Navarra pushed him too far, leading to his in-ring debut at Mayhem Pro New Wave last month, and a fantastic showing against Jake Navarra. He was pushed too far, and now he is full-blown in-ring competitor. And an exciting one at that.
and the next opponent,
of the dynamic X factors in this whole match, the artist formerly known as Lockie. It's been some time since we've seen the artist formerly known as Lockie competing in a, well, one-on-one, or in this case, a multi-person scenario. That is because we have seen him very prolific in tag team action over the last 12 months here in Mayhem Pro, as he takes to the top rope and revving up the crowd here. The Mayhem Maniacs in Colac as one half of the tag team Lock Hope. We saw them garner a victory at December to Remember, defeating Matt Barrow and MJ Russo. So another competitor that MJ Russo has got some tape on, but the X factor in this match, well, we're about to see. The Mayhem Maniacs in Colac know what's about to come. It's your girl! What a reception for Eleaine Hope here in Colac.
it's your girl, Eleaine Hope.
Eleaine Hope, the Hope part of the tag team Lock Hope, and that makes this match infinitely definitely interesting. It's every person for themselves, and every person in this matchup has got something to prove and wants to catapult themselves into future championship contention. But what are we going to see from Eleaine, Hope, and the artist formerly known as Lockie? Not only are they tag team partners, but well, they are also romantic partners. So we talk about MJ Russo knowing his opponents in this match well. No one is going to know the other opponent better than Eleaine Hope and the artist formerly known as Lockie and Shane Hero. I don't know what to expect. Are we going to see the members of Lock Hope work together? Are we going to see them implode? How does that fit into a mosh pit match?
Well, in theory, it's every man or woman for herself in a Mayhem mosh pit match. But tactics are everything. You're spot on. Are they going to work together for a common goal? Hard to say when that common goal is really only going to go to the one winner in this match.
A unique, diverse set of experience in this match. We've got some fresh up-and-comers. We've got some seasoned veterans as MJ Russo calling the shots here in this match, and the bell is rung. Referee Buttons, well, they're not sure where to look. The action is happening everywhere. We've got MJ Russo and Pete Carter in the corner. The Kodiak Bruno has just taken down Ja-Rell, but whoa, here we go, Shane. We're seeing some teamwork here from Eleaine Hope. Oh, wait a minute. Teamwork indeed. A bulldog dropping Lockie, and Eleaine is the last woman standing. Well, not for long. MJ Russo sending it to the outside.
Wow, we didn't see that team up work for very long, but credit to Eleaine Hope, a good strategy early on.
Ja-Rell, the biggest competitor in this match, sending MJ Russo to the outside, but look out, here comes the Kodiak, a massive clothesline, pair-like strength from Bruno, taking out MJ Russo, and now it's referee Pete lining up Bruno. What are we going to see from our former referee comrade, and sends him over the top rope. Oh my goodness! That's a hip toss over the top rope, and Bruno is the last bear standing.
What incredible strength there from the Kodiak.
But look out, Ja-Rell now. He's clocking in at 6'1", and I think he might be selling himself a bit short. 110 kegs. These are two absolute behemoths here going face-to-face in the ring. We don't have much book on Ja-Rell. He's straight out of Werribee South. There's Bruno dropping the straps. But Ja-Rell has got a lot of size and strength, but Bruno has a lot of heart.
Look, if you can manage to survive the streets of Werribee to make it here, that itself is terrifying.
Each going off a rope and a double clothesline. Both Ja-Rell and Bruno are down as MJ Russo slides himself back into the ring. Is he going to try and capitalize here? Indeed he is, and oh my goodness, a standing corkscrew. Impressive there from MJ Russo. When he's in control, he gets a bit cocky, but as long as he can keep his head, it's going to be hard to look past him. And oh, a massive exploding suplex there by the artist, formerly known as Lockie. That's the seatbelt suplex, and just like that, now it's Lockie large and in charge. As he goes to the cover, but Eleaine Hope breaking up the pin, and there might be some terse discussions at home this evening after the show, Shane.
You would imagine so. However, look, when the result comes in, I think both of them may want to see the other successful in some way.
Eleaine Hope hooking the leg. MJ Russo very swiftly breaking up the pin attempt as Lockie rolling Bruno back into the ring. Okay, we finally have all competitors in this match in the ring at one time, and Buttons has got their work cut out for them indeed, as MJ Russo going to work on Lockie, as Bruno laying out Ja-Rell there, but I think they all need to pay attention here, because look out, Pete Carter heading up to the top rope. We've seen him in training. He's a bit of a high flyer, and I think everyone might be about to get a wake-up call. Here comes Pete! Massive crossbody laying, well, nearly everybody out in this match. MJ Russo managing to slip out the back door, though. That veteran instinct coming in at a clubbing blow to the spine of Pete Carter as Russo sends Carter to the outside, choosing to go after the Kodiak. Maybe not the wisest pin attempt there, because Bruno has the heart of a bear, and now MJ Russo going after Lockie. Kick out at 2. I think we're going to know what happens next. Shane, he goes for a pin on Eleaine Hope and a kick out. Is it going to be fourth time lucky as he heads over to the corner there? No, not at all.
Surely someone got the worst of that exchange. Surely someone must be able to take a pin for Russo here. Come on.
Well, look out. That gave Bruno just the right amount of time to get some recovery in, and a clubbing blow to the throat there. That'll completely take the wind out of the Calamity. And now Lock Hope. Well, maybe we're going to see some tag team action here. Working together with a double vertical suplex. That's one way to take down the bear. Oh, and a kick to the midsection there. I think Lockie thought he was going to get some love, but no, he gets a code red instead. Oh, MJ Russo breaking up the pin attempt. What an exceptional piece of athleticism there from Eleaine Hope. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. No. Not a tombstone. Oh, my God. A tombstone pile driver to Eleaine Hope. What a sadistic bastard you are, MJ Russo.
And don't gloat for too long, Russo. You don't want to look behind you.
You've got a 6'1" beast out of Werribee taking him down with a suplex. I just can't believe that, though. That bastard MJ Russo tombstone pile driver to Eleaine Hope.
We shouldn't be surprised at what depths Russo will sink to at this point.
Sadly, that is the case. Claymore from not referee Pete anymore. He's in-ring competitor Pete Carter. And what a showing he is putting in this mosh pit. But look out. Here's the Kodiak. Lifts him up. Oh, it sends him down. That's the deforestation, and that's it. Bruno with the deforestation, sit down, power slam.
Here is
Bruno notching up his first win here in Mayhem Pro. After a fantastic showing at New Wave, he pulls out the victory here. And what circumstances to do it in a wild, unpredictable Mayhem mosh pit match. As Bruno takes in the cheers of the crowd, and don't they love him here at Colac. Wrestling fans, we have our first of 2 title defenses coming up for you right now in controversial circumstances at Mayhem Pro New Wave. We had 2 #1 contenders emerging, and tonight we will see Blake Malik and the Musketeer take on the Mayhem Pro Internet Champion Lockie, Hendricks.
the following contest is a triple threat match scheduled for 1 fall. Proudly brought to you by COLAC West Post Office, and it is for the Mayhem Pro Internet Championship. Your referee for this match, Sam Addison.
That music means one thing. We're getting dinner and a show, if you will, as Wildfire Blake Malik, his prize guitar in hand. You might not like his attitude, but you can't deny his talent, both musically and athletically, in the wrestling ring. He likes to say that his style mirrors his guitar playing. He's technical, he's complex and tightly controlled. He likes to build pressure before erupting without warning. That has held him in good stead here in Mayhem Pro, especially in that #1 contenders match at New Wave, where he, along with the Musketeer, tied to defeat TJ Wylde, Anth Cabba, Killian Bates and Matt Farrow. That has led us to this situation here, where we have a triple threat match for the Mayhem Pro Internet Championship. Blake Malik not endearing himself to the crowd here in Colac. Our home away from home, the Colac RSL, and we are absolutely jam-packed downstairs and upstairs. 400 odd Mayhem Maniacs here, and they are lit up and ready for one of their 2 championship matches on deck tonight. Blake Malik having a fantastic year so far. Back in March, he defeated Matty Hain at Mayhem Full Ascend. The last time we saw him in Colac, however, he went down to Erika Reid And he has not quite been the same since that. It lit a fire underneath Blake Malik. But look out, the silver swashbuckler, the other number one contender is here. And there are hundreds of the volunteer army on hand here in Colac. The Musketeer wanting to make sure he has his eyes on the prize tonight. He has spent much of 2025 entangled with Mitch Waterman, and it will be a massive grudge match for the ages coming up at Mayhem Mania. Keep an eye on Mayhem Pro socials and IamRelentless.com, because it is going to be the Musketeer versus Mitch Waterman at Mayhem Mania, and what a match that will be. And will we see the Musketeer going into that match with gold around his waist? Well, if he can pull out a victory here tonight in this triple threat, he may be kicking off that road to Mayhem Mania in the absolute perfect way. But both the Musketeer and Blake Malik have got a seasoned, ruthless and cerebral opponent to get through. The man who feels everything is a foregone conclusion. And I hate to say it, but more often than not, he has been right. Here is our Mayhem Pro Internet champion, the aspirationalist, Lockie Hendricks. And what a different cat this guy is. Ever since he won the Relentless Rumble back in October 2024, he foreshadowed that his winning of the Internet Championship would be a foregone conclusion. It took him a full 12 months to see that come to life. It was at Relentless Rumble 2025 where Lockie Hendricks defeated Erika Reid to become the Mayhem Pro Internet Champion. And since then, he has been on an absolute tear. He defeated Erika Reid to retain the Internet Championship at Full Send. And since then, he has been strategically watching every member of the Mayhem Pro locker room as the Musketeer. He wants to get things going, inviting the aspirationalists into the ring. While I admire the strategy of the Musketeer wanting to get in the head of the champion, he is such a cerebral, intellectual competitor. It's going to take a lot more to rattle the Mayhem Pro Internet Champion, and he certainly does not have the admiration or respect of these fans here in Colac, and dare I say, I don't think he cares. It was at Full Send that we saw the last dance of Erika Reid and Lockie Hendricks. This presents a new frontier for Lockie. New competitors, new challenges. He has a whole locker room rating, but for the first time, it's not going to include Erika Reid. Up to Shane Hero for the introductions for this championship match.
The following contest is a triple threat match scheduled for one fall. And it is for the Mayhem Pro Internet Championship. Your referee for this match, Sam Addison. Introducing first, he is the Metal Maestro, the Pyro Performer, the Wildfire proudly representing the Musketeers Volunteers. He is the dashing duelist, the Silver Swashbuckler. And their opponent, weighing in at 176 pounds, hailing from Melbourne, he is the Mayhem Pro Internet Champion, the aspirationalist, Lockie Hendricks.
Wrestling fans, this is a big fight feel here in Colac. A jam-packed Colac RSL, ready, locked, loaded, all set for a massive triple threat match. Oh goodness. Kissing the title belt as he hands it over to referee Sam. Referee Sam Addison presenting the belt to all competitors. As I said, wrestling fans, a big fight feel. There's the belt. We are ready to go.
Ring the bell!
And we're off, Shane Hero. You want to talk about a big fight. We've got two competitors in this ring in Blake Malik and the Musketeer, who for months we have felt have been on the cusp of something great here in Mayhem Pro. And right now they've got a 12-year veteran in Lockie Hendricks between them and championship glory.
I'm good. Not today.
Incredible story for either one of Blake Malik or the Musketeer to win the gold finally here tonight.
But right now, Lockie Hendricks doing the veteran savvy thing, keeping himself out of action, and Blake Malik over the top rope, taking out the Musketeer, and now, like a dog just stalking its prey, Lockie Hendricks taking advantage to strike. The Musketeer laid out on the outside of the ring. Blake Malik now on the receiving end of a wicked chop from the champion. The aspiration is Lockie Hendricks. He might not be popular here in Colac, but he is a smart, intellectual, cerebral athlete.
You're spot on, Matty. He is extremely intelligent in that ring. He has shown time and time again that the tactics he will use, he will tailor his approach to each of his opponents, and he is brilliant at doing so.
He was as shocked as the rest of us were back at Mayhem Pro New Wave, where we had a tie in the #1 contenders scramble match, where we had consecutive pins. Blake Malik and the Musketeer both deemed winners, leading to this triple threat match, which we've got to give Lockie Hendricks credit for. He somewhat instigated himself. He didn't back down from what is a very risky situation as a champion.
And I am sure he has a plan in mind.
Blake Malik, so athletic for someone so tall. He is so tall and lanky, but he can fly around like the best of them. But right now, it is the swashbuckler. Goodness, I can't spit that one out tonight. Doesn't get the pin attempt there, though, thankfully. Otherwise, I might have had to try and announce him as the winner. But we may well, and that is what the fans want to see. The silver swashbuckler, there we go. I finally managed to spit it out, is right now in control, and Lockie Hendricks manages to flip out of that body drop attempt. Oh, it's sent into the top of the ring post. And now a big clothesline from the outside by the Musketeer. Blake Malik missing a clothesline attempt of his own, and look out! Oh, attempted running knee. Blake Malik now dropping the clothesline himself.
Wow, it's rare to think that you might have witnessed perhaps Lockie Hendricks doing something he didn't intend, but I got to believe that his chest colliding with that ring post was not part of his plan coming into this match.
The Musketeer heading to the top rope. Look out, Hendricks. Look out, Malik. Oh, double clothesline from the top rope, taking out both Hendricks and Malik, and the Musketeer is large and in charge. And don't they love him here in Colac, Shane?
Plenty of Musketeers volunteers here in attendance tonight.
Now it's just a matter of a choice for him. Does he go after Hendricks, or no, he goes after Malik instead? Now lining up the champion in the other corner. Clothesline. Hendricks in all sorts, but look out! Malik with a flying kick turns the tables of this match, sending Musketeer into the turnbuckle. And oh my goodness, that'll just about knock out the champion there. Stereo, high flying kicks taking out both the Musketeer. Oh, I thought we were going to see a spear there, but now the sleep blade. Oh, but I think that ended up being
into a DDT as well.
I don't know if Lockie Hendricks intended the DDT there, but all that matters is right now Blake Malik He's large and in charge, and he's in prime spot to take advantage of this really massive opportunity for him. His first chance that he could get singles gold here in Mayhem Pro. Listen to the crowd though, Shane Hero. They are well and truly part of the volunteer army of the silver swashbuckler Musketeer. But it is all about Wildfire Blake Malik at the moment. 6'4", 90 kilo. He can brawl, he can fly, he can play guitar pretty well too, might I say.
Yeah, indeed he can.
But look out, playing possum there was Lockie Hendricks, and no, caught by Wildfire. Slung over the top rope, and Blake Malik maintains his position in control of this match.
And whether it's the strings on a guitar or the ropes of a ring, Blake Malik is an expert at both. Incredible moves there, taking advantage of the champ, Lockie Hendricks.
Blake Malik, kick to the upper abdomen there of the champion, and we haven't actually seen a huge amount of, well, intended offense at least from the champion, and that is a position that Hendricks doesn't normally find himself in, but in a triple threat match, anything can happen. As Blake Malik now taking himself to the top rope. We spoke about how adept at high flying he is for someone his size, and are we going to see maybe the spiral tap attempt? But no, the Musketeer manages to roll out of the way at the very last second. Is this the window of opportunity that the Musketeer can seize advantage of?
Wow, Malik just taking a little bit too long. Just basking in the glory of the fans there.
But Lockie Hendricks chopping out the knee of the Musketeer, diving to all the depths of his toolbox here. Well, it doesn't quite get the same call and response from the crowd there, does the champion. But the Musketeer digging deep, fighting back off the ropes, but Hendricks beats him with a clothesline. Veteran instinct there, quickly going for the cover. Manages to get out of the way, and Blake Malik doing a bit of extra damage to the Musketeer there, and the champion now looking to regain control and set the pace of this match, something that's very hard to do in a triple threat.
Gotta imagine this is exactly what Hendricks was hoping for. Him to be in control exactly how he intended.
Big drop there. Is it going to be enough? Hooks the leg, but Blake Malik kicking out at 2. Musketeer wasn't able to get there to break it up himself, but lucky for him, Blake Malik kicked out at 2. The match continues. Oh, and a massive chop. Lockie Hendricks, one of the most wicked chops you'll see in all of Victorian wrestling, but Musketeer firing back himself, and Shane, we have ourselves a chop-off.
There we say we have a duel being challenged here.
Wow, look out. Musketeer, he's brandishing the glove. Oh, and one more just for good measure. Just like that, the Musketeer has turned the tide in this match, and he is well and truly in control. Blake Malik completely laid out in the corner, but oh, Blake Malik raking the eyes there. No, sorry, Lockie Hendricks raking the eyes, I should say, into a swinging net breaker. Goes to the cover, lateral press, only good for a 2.
And despite everything that has been happening in this match, look at the expression of Hendricks. He is calm, cruel, and calculated. He knows what he is doing.
But look at that. He went straight on to Blake Malik and threw him out of the ring. That is that veteran instinct. He's a 12-year veteran of Australian wrestling, and he knew he needed to get Blake Malik out of the way so he can take advantage of the weaker opponent, at least in the context of this match. And right now, that's the Musketeer. Leveling him with a massive clubbing right hand, and Lockie Hendricks has well and truly slowed this down, and now he's lining the Musketeer up. Are we going to see the Britney Spear? No! Musketeer manages to get him up into a fireman's carry position. What are we going to see from the Musketeer? Placing him on the top rope, but look out, Shane. Blake Malik is back in the fray. Musketeer doesn't realise it as he tries to head to the top rope, rakes the eyes once more by Lockie Hendricks, and Blake Malik quick to take advantage. We're going to see a superplex from Wildfire Blake Malik. Oh my goodness, Shane.
Oh no, oh no.
I think we know what this means. Tower of Doom, everyone's down. Musketeer, last one standing, but can he take advantage? Well, amazingly, it's Lockie Hendricks who is, well, I was about to say in more of an upright position, but that impact from that Tower of Doom as well and truly leveled the champion. And, well, right now, everyone is down. Referee Sam, if he gets to a 10, well, this match is over, but I don't think anyone here in Colac wants a non-decision ending like that.
No, not at all.
Only going to take another 5 here so far, Shane Hero. No one is moving in the ring. Blake, Malik, Lockie, Hendricks, the Musketeer, they are all down. Well, Blake Malik still laid out in the ring, but the Musketeer, Lockie, Hendricks slowly getting their way back up. Here comes Blake Malik. Well, this is nothing but good. The match is going to continue, but what kind of condition is everyone in? Atomic drop levels the champion. One on Blake Malik for good measure. Misses the clothesline attempt. And, oh, wait a minute here. 2 for the price of 1 in Colac. Double atomic drop. I've never seen that out of the Musketeer, Shane.
No, I don't think I've seen that out of anyone. That's amazing.
He's deceptively strong, is the Musketeer. Off the ropes. Big splash. He's got both men covered. This is the kind of activity that we saw in the number 1 contenders match. No double pin here for the Musketeer tonight, though. Only a 2 count. Going straight to the champion. What are we going to see now out of the silver swashbuckler? He's calling it. He's saying it's over. No! Back body drop reversal there by the champion. And now he's going for the chicken wing. This is the move that we've seen lay out Erika Reid, that we've seen lay out many competitors here in Mayhem Pro, and this might be lights out for the Musketeer.
And Malik on the outside, he needs to get in there. If he doesn't want to see this match go to Hendricks, he needs to get back in that ring right now.
Well, Snapmare managing to break the hold, and Musketeer has got Hendricks up once more, but look out, Shane. Blake Malik on the top rope, and Musketeer using Hendricks as a weapon. Blake Malik now strode and sends him down. And now what are we going to see, though? He's eyeing off Blake Malik. Climbing up to the second rope. The Musketeer, we've already seen the competitors in this position tonight. Oh, a clubbing blow by the Musketeer to the back of Blake Malik as he attacks the kidney region of the Musketeer and a massive headbutt. Oh, the Musketeer now stuck in a tree of woe. But look out, Shane. Lockie Hendricks, he sees what's going on. He's taken a few extra moments to recover. Blake Malik is actually caught there without intending to. Oh my goodness, coast to coast goes the champion. He's pulling out all stops tonight here to retain his championship. But now Blake Malik, last man standing, and Shane, he's standing on the top rope.
Is this the Wildfire's opportunity? Is this what he's been waiting for?
Oh, he hits it! He hits it! If he gets this cover, it's over! Rolling him over! New champion! New champion! No! Hendricks kicks out at 2! How did he do that?
That was incredibly close. We were so close to seeing a new champion crowned here tonight in Colac.
I have never seen anyone kick out of a successfully hit spiral tap by Blake Malik. He needs to keep his cool, though. These kind of situations. Wait a minute. Chicken wing. Is Hendricks going to be able to lock it in? Malik desperately trying to reverse it, and he does. A rollover and into a pin attempt. I don't think we've seen that. Oh, and a pretty spear attempt also avoided by Blake Malik. And is he going for, oh my God, exploding suplex. And now he's got Hendricks lined up. The scorched earth, the single leg drop kick. He calls that the scorched earth. Does Wildfire Blake Malik. And Shane, I think we might be close to a new champion if only he can finish this off. What on earth is Blake Malik going for here? What a submission move. Incredible strength here by Wildfire Blake Malik. But look out, the Musketeer. Clothesline breaking up. Hendricks was close to tapping out, and there is the discus lariat, a signature of the Musketeer, goes for the pin. Malik kicks out at 2. Goodness gracious, Shane Hero. This match just keeps going and going. That just shows how desperate, how determined all 3 of these competitors are to be the Mayhem Pro Internet Champion. The glove is off. Belly to belly attempt. No, Blake Malik reverses it, trying to lock in the submission once more. is the Lady to Winter. The Lady to Winter goes to the cover. Oh, front splash from Lockie Hendricks, breaking up the pin attempt. That would have been over. The Lady to Winter. But look out, Britney Spear. Hendricks covers the leg. That's it. Hendricks retains here in Colac.
Mayhem Pro into the chin of Hendricks.
The foregone conclusion was looking quite shaky for the aspirationless. More than once in that astounding triple threat match as Blake Malik having a fit on the outside. He can't believe he was so close to victory. The Musketeer can't believe it either. He hit the Lady to Winter, belly-to-belly suplex, but Hendricks coming out of nowhere from the top rope, managing to break it up and hitting the Britney Spear for the win. And Hendricks walks out of Colac, still the Mayhem Pro Internet Champion. I would dare say, though, this would be the last time we'd see the Musketeer and Blake Malik in title contention here in Mayhem Pro. But as it stands right now, a successful title defense from the aspirationalists.
Do you want to be a pro wrestler?
I think this is our magic kill. He has her up again, once again.
Then sign up now to the Relentless School of Pro Wrestling. All you have to do to start your journey is sign up now to be Relentless.
Colac, are you ready for more mayhem? Fantastic, because the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is proudly brought to you by Western Waste Management. Your referee for this match, Referee Buttons.
What a way to keep the action going here, Mayhem Maniacs. Here comes the matriarch of Mayhem. And she is set for a massive one-on-one contest. The first time we've seen Erika Reid. Well, wait a minute.
Weighing at 132 pounds, hailing from the three-time anniversary country, the matriarch of Mayhem, the three-time Voodoo Witch, Erika Reid.
Well, that is indeed the Dreamtime Voodoo Witch, but we're expecting to see her in a match against the gambler Ben Barnett tonight. But Erika, well, certainly is not dressed to compete, and her arm is still slung up. Well, I think we're about to get an explanation.
What's up, you mom? So I've got some news. Unfortunately, tonight, the doctors will not medically clear me to compete. Yeah, boo the doctors, boo the doctors. And it makes me really sad because I really like coming to Colac. I think you guys are awesome, and it's just really disappointing, you know?
was not going to be disappointed at this news, I can only imagine. Well, here he comes now. The gambler, Ben Barnett, looking incredulous upon the Dreamtime Voodoo Witch. He could have at least given Erika the chance to finish what she was saying, and well, Shane Hero is none too happy to see his quasi-nemesis, the gambler Ben Barnett, asking for the microphone. Oh, get out of here, Barnett. How disrespectful to the former internet champion.
Oh, it's so disappointing. Oh, boo-boo. Oh, my little it. Do you want to know what's disappointing, Erika? You think you're hard done by? I had to come to COLAC.
Oh, get out of here, Barnett. We love it here in COLAC.
To this thing, Paul, because I thought you were going one-on-one with the gambler, Ben Barnett, but you're chickening out.
She is hardly chickening out.
Let's taste it, Erika. You were going to lose tonight, because you've been on a losing streak, haven't you? Let's see who I am. Let's do a little tally. Let's see. No championship. Tick. No friends. Tick. No chance against the gambler. Tick.
Absolute absurdity from Barnett right here.
Look, I may not have a championship, yes. But I do got friends, you know what I mean? I'm that well-respected, well-connected sort of sister, you know what I mean?
That's right.
And you think, you know, I didn't come alone.
What does that mean?
See, my replacement tonight is the brother boy not by blood, but a brother boy by a mob. And us little hood rats, we don't travel solo, we travel in packs. So, we might have a chance, Mr. Barnett. Tonight you'll be fighting the God, Killian Bank!
Whoa! Whoa, what a bombshell from the Dreamtime Voodoo Witch! And indeed, that is the music of the Gutter God. And here he is! What an unexpected turn of events! And Ben Barnett is beside himself! Erika Reid getting one up on the gambler right here, and Shane Hero, well, we have ourselves an unexpected match. The Gutter God is here.
I am so glad that we are going to see the gambler, Ben Barnett, in a match, because I cannot stand it.
I think you could say that he is perhaps your arch nemesis of sorts. You have had your issues with the gambler, as we all have, quite frankly. But the Gutter God is here. He is ready. And Barnett is in all sorts right now. Referee Buttons has got their hands full, that's for sure, in this match with the Gutter God, with Erika Reid in his corner.
And as cocky as Barnett always is, you've got to believe it is going to throw any competitor of his game when he comes into a match against someone he wasn't expecting to face.
And the Gutter God is not someone to take lightly whatsoever. He might be giving up weight, he might be giving up height, he might be giving up reach, but the Gutter God, he can fight as dirty as they come, but he's actually quite proficient on the mat as well.
You are absolutely correct, and it's great for the people here in Colac to have the chance to see the Gutter God in action here tonight.
It is going to be interesting as well to see just what condition the gambler Ben Barnett is in. It was only last month at Mayhem Pro New Wave that he lost to Johari in that absolutely epic casino brawl match. Astonishingly violent, astonishingly hard-hitting, and that would have to give the Gutter God another leg up in this impromptu match.
Absolutely, you would hope.
Oh! Spitting in the face of the Gutter God is the gambler, and well, that is not going to be taken too lightly. And a kick to the midsection. Here comes the Gutter God from Gippsland. They know how to fight dirty over in the east, and well, we're in the heartland in the southwest. I think the Gutter God's going to be feeling right at home here in the Colac RSL as he avoids the kick attempt and a blow from the outside. It is all Gutter God right now, Shane.
And the Colac fans absolutely behind him.
Monkey flip from the outside. Pin attempt. Only good for a 2 count. That was very close, though. Barnett taken by surprise. And well, that's right. As Killian Bates is letting everyone know he was that close to a massive victory here in Colac. Taking down the gambler, and the Gutter God absolutely unloading on Ben Barnett, and the crowd are right in the corner of Killian Bates, as is the matriarch of Mayhem, and a Gutter God chant, Shane. Oh, look at it. Stop that, Barnett. Get back in the ring, you flog.
Have I mentioned I hate that man?
Well, Erika Reid might be injured. She might have her arm in a sling, but she is not going to back down from the gambler. Look out! Clubbing blow from the Gutter God, and this is an astonishing showing from Killian Bates so far in this match. Sending Barnett. No, Barnett blocked it and sends Killian Bates face first into the ring apron. Back into the ring goes the Gutter God. Focus on the match, you flog. What a piece of work Barnett is, Shane.
Oh, I cannot wait to see him get pinned.
He will get his someday, don't you worry about that. But right now, he is back in control of this match. Barnett desperately needs to regain control and set the tempo of this match because it has been all Gutter God, and right now it is all Gutter God once more. He has 400 strong behind him in Colac as he hits a swinging net breaker on the 6'6" giant. That is the gambler, Erika Reid, having some choice words. I think you'll be happy to see that, Shane.
Oh, yes, absolutely. The only thing better now is for Bates to go for the pit. No!
Oh, driven into the middle turnbuckle by the gambler, Ben Barnett. For all we dislike about this flog of a person, he has been on a tear here in Mayhem Pro. He may have lost in that casino brawl match, but it was an astonishing showing as he levels the Gutter God with a massive big boot. And I've got to give him his dues, Shane. Ben Barnett has clearly been adjusting his workout routine. He is looking cut right now as he goes with lateral press. Only good for a 2 count. No. I think Barnett might have maybe wants to inflict a little bit more on the Gutter God, it seems.
Oh, that would be just like him to do that as well. Look, it's taking a chance, but that's what Barnett does best.
And right now it is Ben Barnett large and in charge of this match. Erika Reid remaining at ringside supporting her brother from another mother, as she put it. But now a side headlock looking to slow down the pace of this match, and Barnett desperately needs to regain his composure and frankly regain his breath because he has been completely on the underside of this match.
But it's going to be hard to find it within himself when you've got all of the people here in Colac cheering on the Gutter God.
The Gutter God has not historically been the most beloved figure in Mayhem Pro, but tonight he's doing what's right. He's on the team of Erika Reid, and Colac certainly respect him and admire him for that. Barnett now looking for an Irish whip. No! going for the Fremont Street Slam, and he drops him with it. Fremont Street Slam, pinning position, only good for a 2 count. The Gutter God has all the wind taken out of him right now, and Barnett once again looking to seize opportunity and shut this match down with another quasi-sleeper lock. I think that might be more of a naked choke there, I think.
I would not put it past him at all to be doing something underhanded like that.
Buttons looking closely at the application of this move. They're deeming it to be okay, but Gutter God making his way back to his feet, looking to get back in this match, goes for a clothesline and clubbing blow to the back and knees to the abdomen now. Drops him with a DDT. Barnett once again not hooking the leg, and once again the Gutter God kicking out at 2. You can tell that Barnett has gotten in his head in this match, or should I say the Gutter God has gotten in his head, because he would normally hook the leg. And now the crowd here in Colac with the "You Suck" chant, and Barnett is completely rattled. Loading up, massive clothesline into the corner, calling for it once more. Going for the Quinella, hits it. Is he going to go for the trifecta now? Erika Reid commanding the attention of the Gambler on the outside. The Gambler would be best suited to maintain his focus on this match as he rolls the figurative dice, lining up, but a big back elbow. The Gutter God saw it coming.
It didn't pay off. Third time was not a charm there for Barnett.
And a big boot from the Gutter God, rattling the Gambler. And here we go, hip toss. The Gutter God seizing control of this match once more. Big clothesline into the corner, calling for the Bulldog. There it is, drops him, dead center of the ring, hooks the leg. 1, 2, kick out by Barnett at 2.
The Gutter God cannot believe it. That was hitting him with his absolute best shot there.
The Gutter God lining up the Gambler right now. He feels that victory is in his grasp. Goes for the stomp, but misses. Barnett ducks out of the way, picks him up. No! Sliding out the back door is the Gutter God. Going for a code breaker, but Barnett holding the ropes. Picks him up and drops him. And that's it. Staring down the Dreamtime Voodoo Witch, Ben Barnett puts the Gutter God to bed here in Colac. The Gambler managing to get it done as Erika Reid assists the Gutter God back to the locker room. The Mayhem Maniacs here in Colac, none too pleased to see this outcome, but off the back of a vicious casino brawl and new wave, Ben Barnett leaves Colac having caused some carnage of his own with a victory over the Gutter God. And isn't he happy with himself? We'll probably go and slap the pokies after this. Gamble responsibly, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, wrestling fans, we have got ourselves a match that is 4 years in the making. Coming from across the Dutch is the big man to take on the J-Stick. Up to Shane Hero for the introductions.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. And it is proudly brought to you by Colac. Your referee for this match, referee Elias.
Not the usual reaction that we're accustomed to when we hear Rage Against the Machine blast through the speakers, but Colac is like Canada. In some ways, it's bizarro world down here And in Colac, they're not hugely fond of this man, the J-Stick. In this very building all those years ago that JXT defeated Sketch for the Mayhem Pro COLAC Championship, and well, the Mayhem Maniacs here in COLAC have never forgiven JXT. Like I say, COLAC is like Canada, it's bizarro world down here, so don't change your sets, wrestling fans. The franchise is not too popular here in COLAC, and he is not afraid to give it as good as he gets it. But irrespective of whether they are cheering him or whether they are booing him, JXT is the franchise of Mayhem Pro and one of the most esteemed competitors in all of Australian wrestling. But he is going up against one of the most esteemed competitors over the ditch. Welcome to Australia, Jamie Tagataese. At Mayhem Pro New Wave, that Jamie Tagataese shocked the wrestling world by appearing in the Relentless gym. And he is here tonight in the Colac RSL, ready to make his mark, and he is going straight for the big dog. The big man looking to take out the franchise here at COLAC Carnage. Shane Hero, what a resume. The big man has multi-time heavyweight champion. He held the IPW New Zealand Heavyweight Championship for a combined 595 days. And now Jamie Tagataese has made his way across the ditch, and he is ready to take out the franchise in JXT.
He is an absolutely incredible specimen for anyone who has never seen him live and in person. He is like a wrecking ball that has come swinging into Mayhem.
Look out for the fireman's jackhammer. He calls that the war hammer, and it is one of the most devastating moves that New Zealand pro wrestling has ever known. But like I was saying, Shane Hero, COLAC is like Canada, and it's not often that we see the crowd booing JXT, but he is happy to give it as good as he is getting it tonight from the Mayhem Maniacs here.
Absolutely.
Oh, they are right behind the big man, though. I have been looking forward to this match ever since we saw Jamie Tagataese explode onto the Mayhem Pro scene at New Wave, and we're about to see two big men lock up. And there's the bell. We're ready to go. The franchise versus the big man. And I was saying while you were giving the announcements, Shane, this is a match that is 4 years in the making. 4 years ago, 2022, over in New Zealand, Tagataese chokeslammed JXT to the floor which sent JXT to the hospital. JXT has been waiting 4 years to extract his revenge on the big man, but I tell you what, Tagataese is wanting to make his mark in Mayhem Pro. He's not going to make it easy for JXT as he flings him into the corner.
You're spot on, Matty. Look, 4 years is a long time, and you absolutely know that JXT has been stewing on this for that entire time.
As JXT cinches in a side headlock on the big man, the big dog, Jamie Tagataese. We call JXT the franchise, a massive shoulder tackle leveling JXT. You can say that the big man, Jamie Tagataese, is the franchise of New Zealand wrestling in many ways. He's had a storied career over in New Zealand. He's also competed with New Japan Pro Wrestling Tanahashi. He is a very seasoned competitor, debuting back in 2018. And JXT has his hands full tonight here in Colac.
And you touched on it, the fact that here in Colac, we see a rare sight of JXT not being a fan favourite. You have to wonder, does that play a little bit of concern for JXT? Does that sort of eat at him just a little bit, throw him off his game?
He loves to give it as much as he takes it from the Mayhem Maniacs here in Colac, but oh my goodness, flung across the ring by Tagataese. I can't help but wonder if JXT, maybe it does rattle him a little bit. He's so beloved literally everywhere else virtually. In Australia, as he goes for a big crossbody, twists halfway through the air and manages to convert it into an offensive move that takes out the head of Tagataese. And if he can rattle the big man, that's going to go a long way. Wow, famous last words, fall away slam by Tagataese, and JXT is rocked. Goes to the cover, hooks the leg. 2 count there from Tagataese, but what an impressive specimen the big man is.
Oh, that's it. You'd almost think that JXT had not even touched him, the way that he managed to get back up straight away from that offense and looking absolutely fresh.
Well, taking a powder to the outside now. He's a very savvy veteran, and whether you like it or not, this is a wise move by JXT at this juncture, because he is going to find it very hard to go blow for blow with the big man, Jamie Tagataese. And well, look out, JXT distracted by the crowd. Here comes Tagataese. JXT going for a punch. Oh my goodness, absolutely railed there by the big man at ringside here in Colac.
I think JXT's teeth may have landed in the 4th row.
Tagataese well and truly large and in charge right now. 6'2", 130 kilos, and he is looking in astonishing condition right now. They make them tough over in New Zealand, and well, right now it is a big kia ora to the big man. Oh, but JXT ducks Tagataese, rocketing right into the ring post, and JXT looking to seize opportunity, sends him into the other.
Oh, look, he gave it his all. That was running full tilt into that steel post with his shoulder.
Oh, a 3rd time run into the steel ring post, and JXT insisting that the referee commence the 10 count. If the referee makes it to 10, Tagataese loses the match. And the crowd don't want to see such a finish, letting JXT know every bit about it. Tagataese hardly moving at ringside at this juncture. Referee up to a count of 5 already. And Tagataese is still down, Shane.
Can't believe it, but look, that's the ring savvy of JXT who have taken it all.
Tagataese with barely a second left, rolls back in the ring. JXT straight into a cover. Tagataese kicking out at 1. JXT now looking to work the arm. The Warhammer is a fireman's jackhammer combination move. JXT wisely going for the arm, and you could say, Shane, that this is a bit of revenge on JXT's part 2, because it was his arm that copped the most damage thanks to that choke slam to the floor. Tagataese rolling him up for a pin though. JXT kicks out back into the arm. JXT had to go straight to the hospital over in New Zealand after he was choke slammed to the floor by the big man. JXT looking to take out the arm in a course of revenge, I would dare say.
And you saw the speed with which he reacted. As soon as the big man hit that steel post, he has been on that arm relentlessly ever since.
Even using the ropes to his advantage for that. Tagataese in all sorts right now. Really labouring with that left arm, and I think the Warhammer might be out of contention here, I think. And JXT knows exactly what he is doing, which will be a surprise to no one. Back to the arm once again. JXT looking for a submission victory here, perhaps. He knows if he can take out the arm, there'll be no Warhammer. But Tagataese powering back. That right arm is still good. Off the ropes. Goes for a clothesline. JXT. Oh, a stroke-style move. Once again, favouring that arm. Hooks the leg. Tagataese kicks out at 2.
There's no telling what sort of damage JXT may have helped inflict upon that arm. He is not letting up.
Once again going to work on the arm, driving his shin into the upper arm of Tagataese. A bit out of character here for JXT though. Usually he would keep right on his opponent, but he took a moment there just to give some stick to the crowd. But unsurprisingly now, straight back, wrenching that left arm, and goodness gracious. If we were looking in any other angle, you'd think it was a Boston Crab, a half crab, but that's the arm that JXT is talking right there. That is excruciating, even for someone as big and strong as Tagataese.
Oh, that's right, Matty. That's just going to be absolutely excruciating pain. You can see it on the face of the big...
But look at the strength of the big man right here. Back to his feet, driving the J-stick into the corner. But Tagataese not able to capitalise on it. JXT misses an elbow drop. Tagataese barely managing to roll out of the way. JXT misses with a splash attempt off the ropes. Massive clothesline from Tagataese. He's making sure to favour the right arm. That left arm seems to be out of action, but that right arm is still good, and it has rocked JXT to his core. Whoa! Massive flying arm in the corner. Picks him up. Spinning sidewalk slam. Tagataese hooks the leg. JXT kicks out at 2. Tagataese giving everything he's got, but there's only so much any man can do if they're working with one arm.
To his credit, that is incredible ability to adapt, to suddenly go to everything with one arm.
He's calling for the Warhammer, but I have no idea how he could possibly will that left arm to lift up JXT. But I think we'll find out sooner rather than later. Off one rope, off the other, going for the flying elbow. But JXT, veteran savvy, rolling out of the way. And Tagataese inflicting more damage onto that arm. Spring crossbody from the middle rope. JXT hooks the leg. How did Tagataese kick out? There is just no quitting in this guy.
You've got a question at this point. Is there some serious damage done to the shoulder? Would it be the wise decision for the big man to perhaps lay down, let this match end, give JXT his revenge? Is that the smarter move?
I think the fighting spirit in Tagataese wouldn't allow him to give up like that. He's had a long and storied career in New Zealand, and not once have I ever heard of him giving up in such a fashion. He's got JXT on the second rope looking for a superplex, but JXT managing to reverse it, raking the eyes. Appalling from JXT. He's leaning right into his dark side. The crowd have clearly gotten into his head, but now from the top rope, J-stick, elbow drop from the top, hooks the leg, 1, 2, oh, Tagataese kicks out.
He will not quit. He will not give up.
This is unbelievable. There is just no quitting in the big man, Jamie Tagataese. And JXT, incredulous, he can't believe that he hasn't been able to put this to bed. Resounding chants of "you suck" from the crowd. They do not like JXT one bit here in Colac. It's bizarro world, but right now JXT disrespect to the big man. And, oh, he's got him in the goozle. Sends him into the corner with his good right arm. Oh, but JXT saw him coming, gets the leg up. Rocking Tagataese. Going for a, oh goodness, he hit the Hurricane Rana off of the turnbuckle. And Tagataese, this might be the final curtain for the big man. No! Goodness gracious, where did he pull that from? This man is 6'2", 130 kilos, and he jumped up in the air like a cruiserweight, and he's calling for it again. Tagataese, will he hit it this time? Off one rope, off the other, and he does! Massive elbow drop right to the heart of JXT, who kicks out at 2.
Neither man is willing to give up in this match. This is incredible. I would expect under any other circumstances, with maybe any other wrestler, this match would have been over. But JXT is out for revenge tonight.
I think this is what you expect when you've got the franchise of Australian wrestling, the franchise of New Zealand wrestling, the J-Stick, the big man one-on-one, and aren't we glad to be seeing it right here at Mayhem Pro. COLAC CARNAGE, he's got him up, going for the Warhammer, but JXT slips out the back, rolls him up, desperately trying to hold on to the pin, but Tagataese kicks out, super kick, rocking Tagataese, and JXT, no, not able to get it. Up in the fireman's carry. Warhammer! He hit the Warhammer! Tagataese hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Tagataese defeats JXT. Tagataese has pinned JXT. Unbelievable. The big man claims a big scalp on debut here in Mayhem Pro. And goodness knows what we will see from the franchise of New Zealand wrestling now that he has knocked over the franchise of Australian wrestling here at COLAC CARNAGE. He's held the IPW New Zealand Heavyweight Championship twice for a combined 595 days. And with such an impressive debut here on Australian soil with Mayhem Pro, you have to think that championship gold would have to be in the sights of the big man.
COLAC, it's time for your main event! The following contest, scheduled for one fall, proudly brought to you by Chris Bucks DJ, and it is for the Mayhem Pro COLAC Championship!
A tune synonymous with champions. The Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And this man chooses the Alan Parsons Project Cirrus as his entrance theme. Is championship glory in the future for the Golden Child. He defeated Anth Kava at Mayhem Pro Full Send to become #1 contender to the Mayhem Pro COLAC Championship. Nate Hunter has been on the precipice of championship glory a number of times here in Mayhem Pro. He's fought Erika Reid for the Mayhem Pro Internet Championship. He lasted nearly an hour in the Relentless Rumble. And tonight could well be his opportunity to finally claim Championship gold here in Mayhem Pro. But he has got a mountain to climb. Not only does he have the Mayhem Pro COLAC champion, he has 400 plus Mayhem Maniacs who are well and truly in the corner of this man. High flying Sketch! They're on their feet here at the Colac RSL. Men and women, old and young. There are children on the shoulders of their parents. They are all well and truly in the corner of their hometown hero Sketch. A man who has overcome astonishing odds, life-threatening illness, and he has come back and defended his Mayhem Pro COLAC championship with pride and glory. And tonight he has every intention to do it once more. But Nate Hunter is standing in his way, and Nate Hunter wants the one thing that Sketch covets oh so much, the Mayhem Pro COLAC Championship. As Nate Hunter takes a powder to the outside, Sketch free to himself. Listen to the Mayhem Maniacs here in the Colac RSL. 400 plus, and they are an exceptionally partisan crowd for the high-flying Sketch. Up to Shane Hero for the formal introductions for this championship match.
The following contest is your main event, and it is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Mayhem Pro COLAC Championship. Your referee for this match, senior official Sam Addison. Introducing first, the challenger, weighing in at 190 pounds, hailing from Melbourne, Nate Hunter! And his opponent, weighing in at 180 pounds, he is the Mayhem Pro COLAC champion, the king of COLAC, the high-flying
And that is what it's all about. Sketch holding the Mayhem Pro COLAC Championship aloft. Showing the Golden Child what it's all about tonight. Referee Sam Addison now in possession of the belt. Sketch has taken on every challenge put to him as referee Sam Addison holds the Mayhem Pro COLAC Championship aloft. But whether we like him or not, Shane Hero, Nate Hunter is one of the brightest stars and arguably the future of Australian pro wrestling. Sketch has his hands full tonight, but he has about 400 odd Mayhem Maniacs in his corner.
Just a couple of friends here in his corner tonight. Sketch is definitely, by far, the fan favourite coming into this match. But given what we've seen from Hunter in the past, I don't think that'll faze him in the slightest.
Sketch has been on an absolute tear of late, undefeated since November 2025, when we were last here in Colac. Sketch and the Physicals defeated Blacklisted at Clash in Colac. He saw out the year in December by defeating Kano, Killian Bates, Matty, Hain, Negativo and Roderick Matthews in a scramble at December to remember. And then it was at New Wave last month that Sketch teamed up with Kano to defeat Roderick Matthews and this man, Nate Hunter, in tag team action. But right now it is 1-on-1, and Nate Hunter hoping to finally see his potential.
Absolutely relishing in how much the people here in Colac dislike him.
He's an astonishingly talented athlete. It pains me to say that because I don't like him that much as a person. But I think it's fair to say, Shane, that often his attitude can get in his way, and he has squandered some big opportunities here in Mayhem Pro in the past, as now he locks up. Very traditional wrestling suplex there by Nate Hunter. Something we don't see all that often from Nate Hunter, actually, I must say. I can't help but wonder whether he feels that he needs to pull some different plays out of his playbook to finally achieve his potential and hold gold here in Mayhem Pro.
It's really something that you see a lot of the time with these young up-and-coming rookies, almost, and it's a disrespect to Hunter to call him that at this point, but you see that development in their in-ring style, and definitely that's something we've seen from Hunter in his time here at Mayhem, just that evolution to the point of where he is right now.
Sketch standing tall in the ring, off one rope. Oh my goodness! Massive senton over the top rope, taking out the Golden Child on the outside. And aren't the Mayhem Maniacs here at Colac pleased to see that?
Well, we talk about the evolution of Hunter. That was the revolution there of Sketch spinning over the top rope there, incredibly.
Oh, Nate Hunter though, firing back with the right hand, but my goodness, sent flying with the right hand from Sketch. And now we're in a chop-off here, Shane Hero. Blow for blow between Sketch and Nate Hunter. Oh my goodness, what a wicked shot by high-flying Sketch. Smart veteran savvy there by Sketch, sliding back into the ring to reset the count. He knows that senior referee Sam Addison is going to be right on top of every aspect of this critical championship match. And sent into the rail rather there. Nate Hunter seizing control of this match. Oh, and sending him into another one once more. Nate Hunter lining up the high-flying Sketch. Oh, but here comes Sketch, fighting back. It's going to take a lot more than that to put down Sketch. Let's not forget Shane Hero. Oh, as he drops him onto the ring apron. It was not that long ago that Sketch was sidelined after a terrifying ordeal. He was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome. It's rapid onset muscle weakness. He was left without use of his limbs, was Sketch, but he miraculously was able to come back from that and has been defending the Mayhem Pro Colac Championship with honour and pride and dignity since then. So it's going to take a lot from Nate Hunter to put down Sketch. If GBS can't put down high-flying Sketch, what can?
And you know it is such a driving force to Sketch. How much it keeps him going. How much it brought him back from that Guillain-Barré syndrome to be here in front of the people in Colac, proudly representing them every time he's here in action.
Matty Huss, Shane Hero here at ringside in front of 400 plus at the Colac RSL, and right now Sketch and Nate Hunter are finding themselves right in the sea of humanity. Right in front of us in our broadcast position now, and Nate Hunter, a two-handed blow to the throat of Sketch and sending him in to the concrete wall of the Colac RSL. Goodness, this is absolute quickly breaking down and descending into chaos here. Nate Hunter, massive high knee to a completely prone Sketch as he falls to the floor. We talk about Nate Hunter needing to pull out every possible trick that he could as fans, family and friends of Sketch rush to check on him. But Nate Hunter straight back on top, and here comes Sketch fighting back. Oh my goodness, right in front of our broadcast position. Oh goodness gracious. Sketch slammed into the table. Oh, the disrespect from the Golden Child, spraying the water into the face.
Melbourne's best here, Nate Hunter. I'm here right now, and I'm whooping Sketch's ass, and there's nothing these hillbillies can do about it.
Focus on the match, you idiot. Nate Hunter showing utter disrespect to the Mayhem Pro COLAC champion, and here he comes fighting back now. Sketch has got Nate Hunter in a headlock and working through the crowd, slams him onto the merchandise table. And Sketch back in control of this match. No, just as I say that, Nate Hunter fighting back now and sends Sketch into the merchandise table. This has descended into absolute chaos, Shane Hero.
This is absolutely amazing. The people of COLAC have this battle taking place right in their midst.
We are used to this kind of chaos, this kind of anarchy in COLAC. This show isn't cold. Call that garnish for nothing. A moonsault off at the bar.
Off the bar.
High-flying Sketch, living up to his name. I never thought I'd ever call that a moonsault off of the bar. Unbelievable.
Where else but right here in COLAC?
You only get this kind of action, this kind of mayhem in Mayhem Pro, and it doesn't get more wild than when we come to the COLAC RSL. And now Sketch receiving end of a blow to the chest, a boot to the chest by Nate Hunter. Body slam onto the parquet timber floor. There is absolutely zero give. And just like that, Nate Hunter seizing control back of this match, which has descended into absolute insanity here in the middle of the crowd. Oh, Jesus Christ! Nate Hunter sending Sketch flying into the concrete wall of the COLAC RSL. Sketch is in all sorts right now, and Nate Hunter going deep into the nefarious playbook as he strives to claim his first gold here in Mayhem Pro.
We heard from him earlier, Matt. We heard from Nate Hunter about how much he would love to rub it in the faces of the people of COLAC by winning that title. You've got to believe that being out there, dishing out this punishment in front of the people of COLAC, up close and personal, he is loving every second of it.
But just like that, Sketch seizing control of this match once more. He's high-flying. Oh my God, a spine buster onto the floor. That'll break his back. The spine on the pine of the timber parquet floor of the COLAC RSL. This is Sketch's natural environment. He can high-fly like the best of them, but he can also brawl. He grew up on these streets, fights in the pub, fights on the footy field, and I don't think Nate Hunter knows what he's unleashed. It's Sketch who levels him with a wicked knee. And the crowd well and truly behind the hometown hero, the COLAC champion, but Nate Hunter chopping the legs out under Sketch, desperately trying to reclaim control of this match. And it seems like Shane Hero, he's done just that.
The back and forth on the outside has been just amazing to witness right there amongst all of the people here in COLAC.
Let's not forget though, it was only a matter of months ago, May 2025, at Clash at COLAC, that Sketch defeated Jake Navarro in a vicious street fight that went all over the COLAC RSL. They were backstage, they were out in the crowd. This is an environment that Sketch knows intimately. And Nate Hunter, we actually haven't seen him unleash a violent street fighting style all that often. This is completely uncharted territory for the Golden Child. And of all times for it to happen in a championship match with a hometown hero literally in the hometown crowd as Hunter desperately trying to make his way back to ringside. Oh my God! We can hear that chop from here.
We could feel it from here.
Well, some sanity may be starting to prevail here, and all credit to referee Sam Addison. He has let this go on. He knows that the 400 plus Mayhem Maniacs here in Colac want to see a definitive decision. So he has let this all play out. But right now, maybe some sense and sanity can prevail. We might be able to see this match make its way back in the ring.
To his credit, Nate Hunter has managed to hang with Sketch in an environment I did not think he would do that well in. As you said,
oh my goodness! Another running knee taking out Nate Hunter. And not only did he clock him from the front, but he also got driven into that speaker deck and that lighting tower. So Nate Hunter copping it from both ends.
we've really not seen Nate Hunter in this kind of street fighting environment before. It's one thing to dish it out. To his credit, he is taking a lot of punishment and he's really hanging in there.
Well, heaven forbid that the match makes its way back into the ring. Sketch taking in the high fives from the crowd, but Nate Hunter rolled back into the ring by the champion, and maybe we'll start to see some semblance of a regular match. And Nate Hunter playing possum, and Hain Sketch up over the top rope. And Nate Hunter sieging him in. Vertical suplex back into the ring. What an impressive move from the #1 contender. Hooks the leg. First pin attempt of the match, and Sketch kicking out at 2. Look at the marks and the welts on the back of Nate Hunter. This match has barely been in the ring, and Nate Hunter is showing every sign of it. Oh, and a low blow. Referee Sam Addison distracted in the corner. And a low blow. Cradle, roll up. Oh, Sketch managing to kick out at 2. We talk about those underhanded tactics that we commonly see from Nate Hunter, whether it be the loaded elbow pad or whether it be low blows as he takes down Sketch with a clothesline. He is showing sheer desperation at this juncture, hooking the leg. 2 count only from referee Sam. Nate Hunter is desperate to prove his worth, to show that he can live up to his potential, but he's willing to do whatever it takes, as we're seeing right now, Shane.
We've seen a new side out of Hunter here tonight.
But we are seeing every side of Sketch. We've seen him high fly, we've seen him brawl. Takedown there by Nate Hunter as he locks in. I would dare say that that might be into choke territory right there. Referee Addison, no, calling it clear. From our vantage point, I'd say that might be a bit of a choke territory, but I will trust our senior official, Sam Addison, as Sketch try to get the crowd to will him back into this match. And he does, pulls himself back to his feet, elbows to the midsection of the Golden Child, but Hunter just slams him down.
Look, this deep into a match, you can ill afford to lose the blood in your head, the air in your lungs, and Nate is making sure all of that is happening to Sketch right now with these moves he's applying.
Camel clutch, synced in. You could call it a clutch, you could call it a recliner, whatever you want to call it. Sketch is feeling every inch of that torque that the Golden Child is locking in. And let's not forget Shane Hero, very proficient with a submission move is Nate Hunter. He's famous for his half crab. But the recliner, the clutch, isn't going to put down Sketch. Look at the strength of the champion, driving Hunter back into the corner. Might this be the last stand, the last stanza of Sketch? Big boot as Hunter runs into the corner. Double boots, laying down the #1 contender. And is Sketch starting to feel it? Is he calling for it? Hunter is more than halfway across the ring, but Sketch nonetheless is going up top. Are we going to see the moonsault? Look out, here comes Hunter. Oh my God! German suplex from the second rope, turning Sketch inside out. I've never seen Nate Hunter bust out anything like that. Goes to the cover, and Sketch kicks out.
Unbelievable.
I can't believe what I just saw. Not only the move from Hunter from the second rope, the suplex, but that Sketch kicked out. 400 plus Mayhem Maniacs chanting, "Let's go Sketch." Men, women, adults, children are all behind their hometown hero. And is that going to be the X factor for the champion here? Right now it's Hunter. No! Ducks the lariat attempt, does Sketch, and railing Hunter back into the corner with those clubbing right hands. But Hunter managing to inflict some damage of his own to the second rope. My goodness, what a drop kick. Did you see the elevation he got on that chain?
This is amazing. I don't understand how Sketch has still got it in him after everything he has gone through. Have that kind of athleticism still in the tank. That is amazing.
What an unbelievable athlete high-flying Sketch is, and now it's his turn to take Nate Hunter to the top. Hurricane Rana from the top rope, and that might just do it. Sketch hooks the leg. One, no! Hunter kicks out at the last moment. I've no idea how he managed to do that, but Sketch is smelling blood in the water. He knows that he is only moments away. Gets him up and drops him with a huge vertical suplex. Nate Hunter is railed, and he's calling for it. Off the second rope. Hunter rolled out the way. Oh my goodness! What a display of athleticism. Hooks the legs. Only good for a 2 count after that standing moonsault. My goodness, I have no idea where Sketch is getting this from.
Where is he finding it at this stage in the match?
I think 400 strong of your hometown comrades will do that. Sketch calling for the crowd.
He can sense the end is near, as can the fans.
Look at Nate Hunter's back. My goodness. Hunter barely clawing his way to his feet before Sketch with a clubbing right forearm. Oh, Hunter biting into the head of Sketch. Appalling tactics from the Golden Child, who places Sketch on the top rope and rocks him with a right hand, rattles him with a chop. Hunter is desperate to reclaim control of this match, and what on earth has he got in mind here? A cutter! A cutter! Top rope assisted, and Hunter rolls him up, and Sketch kicked out again.
Unbelievable stuff.
The crowd are as astonished as you and I are, Shane Hero. They cannot believe the fight and the tenacity in their hometown hero, Sketch. And Nate Hunter can't believe it either. Oh, and out of nowhere, a massive standing drop kick from high-flying Sketch, living up to his name. The crowd can feel it. Sketch can feel it. We might be in the final stages of this match, but Hunter manages to get out of the way. Off the top rope. Tornado DDT. Where did Nate pull that one from? He's pulling out all stops in his pursuit of championship gold.
Full credit to Nate Hunter tonight. He has stepped up big time.
He clearly knows the opportunity that awaits him, and he is leaving it all on the table.
You've got to believe on any other night, against any other opponent, everything Hunter has done here tonight would have secured the victory. But Sketch in Colac is a different beast altogether.
Just look at this. Sketch pulling himself up, rope assisted. Hunter needing to use the ropes as well. Both of these men have gone to hell and back in this match. And it's not over. Hunter rocking Sketch, and Sketch firing back in return. European uppercut. And oh my goodness, what a haymaker from Sketch and Hunter with a forearm. This has just descended into a slugging contest now. That is just how desperate Hunter is to claim gold and how desperate Sketch is to retain it. A super kick tying up Hunter in the ropes. Oh, and another Hurricane Rana. I just can't believe that Sketch is able to muster the energy for moves such as that. Neck breaker. Sketch hooks the leg. Barely kicking out at 2 is the golden child. I think that was pure instinct. Nate Hunter is running on fumes. And Sketch, he can't believe it either.
The fans here in Colac all solidly behind Sketch, but even they cannot believe just how much punishment Hunter has been able to endure.
What a championship match this is. Oh my goodness, a suplex out of the corner by Sketch. The efforts of both competitors show just how coveted the Mayhem Pro Colac Championship is. Both competitors as Sketch hooks the leg. Hunter kicking out at 2 3/4. The crowd can't believe it. Unbelievable effort from both men in this match, and it just shows how valued the Colac Championship is here in the Mayhem Pro locker room. Sketch can't believe he didn't get the 3 count as Hunter pulls himself up on the ropes.
Just look at the bruises, the marks on the bodies of both men.
Oh my goodness, Nate Hunter with a My Mat lariat driving referee Sam Addison into Sketch. How desperate is this man? Oh! A low blow! That's how desperate Shade Hero.
Typical Nate Hunter underhanded tactics. We shouldn't have expected anything else out of him.
We know how desperate he is to prove his potential, and he will stoop to any depth he feels necessary to do so.
He would feel no shame at all in taking a victory using tactics like that.
Hunter indicating to the crowd his perceived intelligence. And right now, maybe that is what he has to do to get victory in this match. Wait a minute, he's got the Colac Championship in hand. You haven't won yet, you idiot. I hate to think of what ideas he has in mind as Sketch struggles to pull himself to his feet. Nate Hunter lining up the champion, belt in hand. Look out, Sketch. Wait a minute.
Here they are.
Here
The
come
physicals.
The physicals are here.
They've seen enough out of Hunter.
Longtime friends and partners of Sketch, the physicals are here to make sure this match ends in the right way. Nate Hunter saying sense. No one wants to take on the physicals in this aspect. Wait, what? Double super kick to Sketch by the physicals. Why? What the hell?
Castle, Jets, why?
What on earth have we just seen? The physicals laying out their longtime friend Sketch. But Nate Hunter? What the hell? Hunter lining up the champion, belt in hand, the physicals send him in.
No, not this way. Not with this betrayal. Not with his belt. No.
Hunter hooks the leg. 1, 2, no! The new champion, and that champion is Nate Hunter.
Here is your winner, and
He lasted almost an hour in the Relentless Rumble. He defeated Athkava to become #1 contender. But Nate Hunter saw it fit to lead the physicals astray, and now he holds the gold. Nate Hunter is the new COLAC champion, and I can't believe my eyes, Shane Hero. The physicals siding with the golden child.
So much of this picture feels wrong.
Johnny Jets, Jimmy Castle, what the hell has gotten into their heads as they strap the gold around the waist of Nate Hunter? What the hell?
Not this way. Not like this. Betrayed by the people he trusted most, who he took under his wing.
And they're not finished yet. Jimmy Castle, Johnny Jets, lining up Sketch as the champion with the belt. Oh, wait a minute! Sketch manages to avoid the impact. Nate Hunter taking out his new allies, the physicals. I don't even know if Sketch realizes what's happened. Super kick laying out Nate Hunter. Oh, he realizes now. His friends, or who he thought were his friends, the physicals, have turned their backs on him. But look out, Sketch on the top rope, moves out, taking out Nate Hunter, taking out the physicals. Sketch coming to realise what has transpired here at COLAC Carnage. And it was carnage. The match went all over the venue. The physicals turned their backs on their friend. The music of Sketch is playing, Shane Hero, but the headline out of this night is that we have a new Mayhem Pro COLAC champion, and that is Sketch losing to Nate Hunter.
He may have lost the belt here tonight, but these 400 COLAC fans are seeing Nate Hunter failed to crush the spirit of Sketch.
We have a new Mayhem Pro COLAC champion, and it is that man, the golden child, Nate Hunter. Who knows what is going to transpire now? But we will see you on June 20 when we return to home base, when we return to Melbourne. And I think the physicals have a lot of explaining to do. On behalf of Shane Hero, I'm Matty. We'll see you next time, Mayhem Maniacs.